Here's the full recap of what happened on The Bold and the Beautiful on Friday, January 2nd, 2025. At Katie's office, Bill expressed pride in Katie for standing up to Brooke. Katie was devastated that Brooke didn't believe in her ability to help Logan succeed. Bill told Katie that he stopped by Forrester, and Ridge's ego was out of control. He explained how Ridge told him to urge Katie not to pursue her new venture. Katie wasn't naive. She knew she had a long road ahead of her before she could compete on the same level as Forrester Creations. Bill believed that Ridge was foolish for underestimating Katie's talents. Katie was committed to making Logan a success, but she had doubts creeping in that Brooke and Ridge were right. Bill encouraged her to remember that she wasn't like most people. She wasn't capable of failure. Katie had Bill by her side, and together they could overcome anything. He got a text that required his attention, but on his way out, he urged her not to let Brooke get in her head. Alone at the Logan office, Katie recalled the way Brooke discounted her potential to succeed. Brooke didn't believe in her. She was reminded of how quickly things could get personal, leaving Katie highly emotional. However, Katie pulled herself together and told herself that she could make Logan a threat in the fashion industry. However, her confidence waned when she envisioned a complete runway disaster at a Logan show, while Brooke laughed from the sidelines. The word fail was repeated over and over until Katie had a full panic attack about her bleak future. Bill returned from putting out a fire and found Katie in tears. Katie replayed the nightmare to her new husband and focused on Brooke's behavior in her vision. Bill told her to disregard her fears because he believed Brooke was afraid Katie would steal the spotlight from her. Although Brooke would always be her sister, she wasn't a fortune teller. She had no way of knowing whether or not Katie would achieve her dreams. Bill promised to be by Katie's side every step of the way. She thanked him for being her lighthouse through the darkest of waters. At Forrester, Brooke and Ridge empathized with each other over the verbal lashings they received at the hands of Katie and Bill. Carter entered the office, prompting Ridge to ask if he had any good news. Unfortunately for Brooke and Ridge, there was nothing that could be legally done about Katie securing the trademark for Logan. Everything was done by the book, so Carter's hands were tied. He was hopeful that Brooke and Katie could work through their issues together and find a solution that worked for everyone. Brooke enjoyed working with her sister, but she felt like Katie turned her back on her. Ridge urged Brooke to be realistic about her sister, and he didn't think Katie had any potential to become an industry mogul. Brooke wanted to believe in her sister, but this undertaking was too much. Ridge thought Katie got things off on the wrong foot by stealing the Logan name. She could have picked anything, but to them, she sponged off her big sister. Ridge reminded Brooke that she wasn't a bad sister, and he believed that things would calm down after Katie was humbled by failure. Bill and Katie knew nothing about fashion. Brooke tried to say that Katie knew somehow, but Ridge downplayed it as PR only. Meanwhile, at Will's beach house, Dylan interrupted a steamy makeout session between him and Electra. She brought most of her belongings to the guest house and expressed her appreciation again for their generosity. Dylan was at the lowest point of her life, and the ability to reconnect with Electra and have a warm place to stay was incredible. Electra wished Dylan had opened up about her situation sooner than she did. It had been a while, but she was too ashamed to come forward. She thanked Will for giving her a place to call home for the time being. Dylan worried she'd never be able to sleep in a freshly made bed again. This meant everything to her. Will was ready to take off for a sunset surf, so he left the women together so Dylan could get settled in. Before he left, Dylan gave him a huge hug as a thank you, which Electra looked conflicted about. Dylan told Electra that Will was the sweetest and kindest, and Electra understood. She didn't think Dylan would be there long. Electra wondered if it would be only a couple of days or a week or two. Dylan assured her that she was looking for other, more permanent accommodations. Electra was relieved by this revelation and reminded Dylan that even the kindest of hosts don't want houseguests for too long. Dylan said she understood, and having a secure place to sleep could help her get a new job and a place to live. Electra said Will needed respect from Dylan, and she needed to recognize that Will was her boyfriend. Dylan understood the relationship between Will and Electra. She also pointed out that she originally turned down the offer. Dylan accepted the invitation only after she learned that Electra would be staying on the property at the same time. Electra didn't want Dylan to resume a life of homelessness, which the former art teacher didn't want either. Dylan looked out the window and saw a shirtless Will drying off from the water and a sinister grin plastered over her face.